Okay, let's have a look at the sweep Nurbs. Now, the sweep Nurbs requires two splines. The first spline, the contour spline, defines the cross-section and is swept along the second spline, the path, to create the object. Now, let's see what that means. So I'll come up here and I'll grab my sweep Nurbs. I'll come up here and I'll grab my cubic pen tool. I'll middle mouse click, go to a top view. Now I'll just make a few points here. Let's go back to the perspective view. So now I have the spline here. It's laying flat on the surface.